Hello and welcome. Sorry. Okay, welcome to live number 16. My name is Oren Gabay. I'm with OpenLM, and today I'm going to speak about wasting engineering licenses because wasted engineering time or engineers' time because of lack of licenses. So let's start by presenting the problem. So we have an engineering company with many engineers designing a very important machine or electronic device or whatever. And so these people are using multiple type of licenses, most of them licensed by an engineering licensing manager. So there is a license manager and there is a pool of licenses, and everyone can consume license from it. We explained that in previous lives. Okay, so our engineer, Mike, for example, he clicks on the software icon. Sometimes it's a command. He's using scripts that needs to pull licenses, and he gets a license denial. So at this stage, we start a cycle of come on, no license. Let's email everyone. So email whole company, who is holding this license? Oh, doesn't work, no response. So let's check the interface of the license manager. So checking LMUtil, LMstat. Okay, this guy I know he's using, let's call him. So going to the company directory, call him, no answer. Okay, but he's holding a license. Okay, gym time. Okay, let's go. We take the elevator, go to the third floor, and going to his desk. He's not there. Okay, where is he? He's in a meeting. Okay, going to the meeting room, and so on. I think you got the idea. In many cases, people will call the manager, system admin, and I've been in an organization where they had a full-time person running and organize this, going from one workstation to another. He's on vacation, let's close it, and so on. It's most of you probably familiar with this. So is it a problem? So surprisingly, not everyone view this as a big problem. As in some companies we spoke with in the past, they say, look, engineering time is much more expensive than software licenses, even though software licenses are very expensive. And we don't care. We will get any license needed, and we'll buy more than we need. We can't have any delays in the project, and we can't see engineers sitting on their hands doing nothing, waiting for the license to be released. So that's one approach. I've seen that mostly in companies doing project in a cost plus method for the government or government agency, unfortunately, using public money. But mostly in private companies and organizations, we don't see that, and people really care and trying to get to a solution which provide good license availability for a reasonable cost. Let's think about that. Is it a lack of licenses? What is the problem here? So when we work with such a customer and dive into the system and try to understand what's going on, in many cases we find that the current number of licenses can keep the demand and even more. And the problem lies in the management of the licenses. So there are many different aspects, and I will only list few here now in order to not to make it too long. And in the next live sessions, we will dive into each specific problem, and we'll try to understand what might be the solutions. But let's try to think what might be the problem that is causing the license denial when we actually have enough licenses to keep everyone running. Okay, so one problem might be the setup of the licenses. So I might have multiple license servers serving multiple locations, and maybe on my location there are no licenses, on another location there are licenses. So we can solve that in many ways: license consolidation, or multiple license server in the past with priorities. There are solutions. The question is whether this was configured correctly and implemented correctly. It's not that might be the problem. Second very typical problem is that people consume the license, start doing something, and then someone calls them and they go to a meeting, and it's either on the workstation or maybe they started to do something and then they remember they want to do something else. So they open the other software, and this one is either on the workstation. They're sitting, working, but using another tool. And there are many different problems like that. In many organizations we work with, people complain that they see a single person pulling the same license onto workstation. So this is also happening. Another problem is that people use the wrong level of license. So I might have simple licenses, might be called differently in each software, but viewer license, and maybe I have a higher level, advanced or professional level of software that can do a lot more. And we see the person that is only viewing the data and querying the information, pulling the professional license, while there are many viewer licenses available and nobody is actually using them. So that's another problem, type of a problem. Another very maybe specific to Esri. In Esri we have the base license, which might be viewer or basic or advanced, and there are many names over time. Viewer, ArcView, Arc Editor, and Arc Info, and the name changed, but the idea is the same. There are extensions you can load to the software, and once you loaded one, it will always start with your software, even though you never used it again. So that's another problem. The extensions are loaded automatically, and you don't need them. Maybe you're not aware at all that they were loaded, but this is maybe specific. A huge problem is license borrowing. So people that borrow licenses, borrowing is an action that is acceptable when you do it for a laptop or something like that, and you take it to the field. It's not acceptable when you borrow to your network workstation, and I see that in many places. Okay, so I think we gave enough reasons that that might cause this problem. And in the next lives, I will try to go into the specific reasons and maybe provide different solutions, possible solutions to the problems that we listed. So I would like to thank you for joining today and for listening. And as always, I'm looking forward to get your feedback on the channel or on my email or at openlm.com. And I wish everyone a good day. Thank you.